into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Here we go, and I'm just going to unmute this, and there we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream. Steve-O, how's it going? Have you had a good day?
Well, I've been at work most of the day.
So not a good day then.
Just taking the mick as ever.
Can you move your camera up a little bit, man? It always annoys me that the top of your head's slightly cut off.
Yeah, there we are.
Bit more.
Bit more.
There we go. Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
Tried to get some sun for about 20 minutes. And yeah, unlike you that's been out with a family, the barbecue, everything.
Yeah, so I had a barbecue this afternoon. It was so hot. It's God knows how hot it is at the moment. but I was in a water fight with like loads of kids, and I got absolutely drenched.
A water fight?
A water fight, yeah. Hose pipe, everything involved. I got absolutely drenched. It's so hot. I'm knackered. Do you know, if you're out in the sun, you just feel so tired afterwards. Like, I am absolutely knackered. I did have chance this morning to play around with my team, and I think I've found a combination of players which is the best one yet.
You would have heard me laughing before the stream started because I saw the title that you entitled this, Latest FPL Draft, Best One Yet. About as clickbait as you can get, but who cares?
Yeah.
But before you continue, we've got a new member, Jace.
Wow, Goblin 140. Thank you ever so much for supporting us and becoming a member. And thank you so much for the comments regarding the design. Thank you, Peter. We do want to keep bringing, this show forward in terms of content, but also in terms of aesthetics. And I spent a few hours trying to work out what suits our style the most and keeping the green. And I think it looks quite cool. And I know that Steve-O's got the same setup now. So I've got a video that I want to put out. I'll probably put it out in the week. I don't want to keep flooding too many videos out. Like, I don't want to keep spamming out like the odd. I think like having a nice sit down talking about FPL on a live stream is good, but the algorithm just hates live stream, Steve-O. It just hates it.
Yeah, as we've discovered the other day.
Like, Steve-O did a video that was less than 2 minutes and it got more views than a 2-hour live stream. Well, whatever it was. Dan
said on a voice message, he said that he caught the fact that I did that, and he said that that's actually really good for business because that's what people want, quick, short videos.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do.
Just quick, short videos. And obviously not taking anything away from the members' videos.
No, I was going to say Goblin and anybody else that wants, I'm just going to plug it. If you want to become a member and get more, quote, in-depth discussion about your team or just anything in general, then I normally do videos that are pretty much anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Just literally just sat on my own, just chatting. But I'm just looking forward to this stream because we're thinking of getting on callers tonight, Jace.
If we can get some callers on, that would be awesome. So guys, feel free to get in the Discord and get in the waiting room. I still need to set it up, but I am going to... Did you tweet us out?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. And for some reason, why can't I scroll down? What? Did you have issues on this with the browser source, by the way?
On what? Sorry.
On Twitter?
No, I haven't, no.
How odd. Let me just do 900 on there.
Do you want to explain just for any new listeners, what the Discord is, and more specifically getting live on air and the way it's about doing it? Maybe a more experienced moderator, if you want to come live on air. Dread FPL, I'm looking at you. Wants to come on and just kind of like break the ice and chat with me and Jace about your team. Essentially, just there's a menu in the Discord on the left-hand side where you just put your team and team screenshots, and basically you come on live on air with me and Jace. We'll just talk about your thoughts about your first draft or your 50th draft, where your head is at.
Absolutely.
So to speak.
Wow. Steve, I don't know if you've seen, but we've actually got a flurry more. We've got Gary Halliwell that's just became, just signed up to Grassroot, and Stevie Goddard also that's signed up for Grassroot too. Thank you so much, guys.
That's brilliant. Two regulars as well.
Absolutely. I'm just loading up the Discord, so give me a moment whilst I do this because it might take a few moments. In the meantime, read out what are the guys saying in the chat. Can you see?
Well, this is a very kind message from Goblin, actually saying that the membership is a no-brainer with all the Steve-O members-only content. Yeah, when the season kicks off, it will be a lot more members content. As it stands right now, I'm not going to lie, there's not much that there is to talk about, really. It's all... in fact, I'm not going to beat about the bush. I'm a bit bored of fantasy football, if I'm honest with you. I know we're doing a stream right now, and I don't want to put people off, but I'm just kind of like see pretty much the same thing.
We do a
over
great
and over.
job. We do a great job of selling our product. Yeah. Thanks for becoming a member. We're a bit bored of fantasy football right now.
But what I mean is that once the season kicks off, there will be pretty much members' videos, give or take, every other day, as it was last season. There is lots and lots of extra content, and as Jason said, we are going to be trying to do more short form videos, like pretty much 5 to 10 minutes. Although, to be fair, if anybody saw Llama's video that he did for his team, again, I'm not going to beat about the bush. I was really, really enjoying it. Llama is a talker, and he doesn't do the cliched chat that I hear a lot of content creators come out with. And I think that his reasons as to why he's going with certain players and everything was very, very interesting to listen to.
Yeah.
So I think that I kind of, without sounding like I'm kind of like doing this for members only, but because our show is so unique and different, and it's more catering towards specific leagues, I kind of like going into depth about what certain teams are going to be do strategy wise, and what I think their best moves are to overtake certain players and stuff. And then I kind of take the mick out of certain people what they're doing. But I think that from the public standpoint, short form videos, they are literally just going to be 2 or 3 minutes from me, because I just prefer, like what we're doing now, just talking to each other and hopefully we will be getting people on the phone and just chatting to them.
Yeah, so before I'm on Discord now. I don't know if you want to just jump into the Discord and go into the on-air room. Would you like to know what my draft is? Have you changed your draft at all, Steve-O, since we last did a stream?
No, mine's still that 5-4-1 formation.
Just going to mute you, Steve-O. You might want to do the same to me.
I've just done it, yeah.
Yeah. Just turn me down in there. So, yeah, guys, if you want to come in and have a chat with us, feel free. We're in the on their channel on Discord now. If you're not a part of our Discord at the moment, then just click on the link in the description, or it's just search Elite FPL in Discord and it will come up with the server. Okay, so this is my team, Steve-O. I'm going to share it with everybody now. So in goal, I have still got the one and only Raya in goal. Okay, now this is where it starts to get a bit interesting. So I've gone with a 5 at the back.
Right.
I've gone with Alexander-Arnold, Cancelo, James, Perisic, and Chilwell.
Chilwell?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people going with Chilwell. Why?
Just attacking both those assets. Just in that Chelsea team are going to be bombing forward. If I can't have a midfielder or a striker, why not just double up with 2 very attacking fullbacks? For Chelsea, and also that powerful 5 as well. It's just that 5 that. What this actually enables is a very, very nice looking team, and I'll show you the midfield now. Let me just bring up the comments.
So right now, as it stands, it's against me. It's Reece James versus Chilwell, and Tomiyasu versus Perisic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Already, and then here we go down, and we're gonna have the midfield of Luis Diaz, Neto, and Salah.
5-3-2.
Yeah. And then up front, in fact, I might have to quickly just scroll down a little bit.
Can I take a random guess?
Go on then.
It's either going to be Haaland and Jesus or Wilson.
Yep. You're right. Haaland and Jesus up front. That is a thing of beauty. I was playing around with that.
You weren't watching Andy's video that he did with
No. Well, what was he doing?
Was his name? I don't know his name. I don't want to butcher him, but he did an interview with a guy that's just amazing at fantasy football, and he's got exactly that same team.
Exactly this.
Yeah, I think maybe James instead of Chilwell, but yeah, it's
perfect team.
Yeah.
A lot of love for Neto. Well, I said exactly the same thing. Why? And I said, why all this Neto love? You know, blah blah blah. Sheep. But to be honest, at the 5.5, Steve-O's right. It's a bit of an easy decision for an out of position, striker for Wolves for 5.5 in midfield. So I think it's worthy of bringing him in, so you can have that extra bit of money to spread around in your team. But I think that is an incredibly well-balanced team.
I do like this talk of the whole...
it's about as template as you can... Is this really as... I don't know if it's about as template as you can get. I've seen some other differences, but yeah, it's got a lot of the common players. Okay.
Well, Dredd is in the waiting room. We'll be able to bring him on in a minute.
Yeah.
And when you see his team in team screenshots, I think that Dredd's team is completely going against. I'm looking at it now. Completely going against the whole. Let's bring
up Dredd's team in team screenshots. So you got Dredd's team here. Let's bring Dredd up.
Yeah, bring him in. Bring him in, Jace.
Hey, Dredd. What's going, man?
Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. How we doing, mate? Good.
Hello. I've got your team up here, man. How's it going, dude?
Very good, mate. Very good indeed. So my team. I don't know.
5-4-1.
Yeah, for people who are probably going to be listening to this and not watching it, I'll just go through it. You've got Edison in goal, Cancelo, Trent, Doherty, Johnny, Robertson, five at the back, Salah, Bowen, Kulusevski, Maddison, and then Jesus up front. I've got a 4 million non-playing goalkeeper. I've got 4.5, so 2 strikers that won't be doing anything, and Andreas.
Yeah, I like that. No, so, I think the team is banging. I mean, Bowen against City first game week, but then fixtures start looking better after that. And Maddison, I like Maddison as well. They've got good fixtures as well. Leicester.
I mean, the whole philosophy behind it is that like everyone that you're looking at will be set forget except Doherty, the 4.5 million. That will get transferred around whoever's got the best fixtures and everything else. Although if Johnny's doing well and playing every game, then I'll probably just leave him. I don't know. And then the 3 8.5 or 8 million midfielders will get changed. So I'm looking at it only going up to game week 8, because I'm gonna like wild card in the international break. So this is like an 8 game week sprint, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So all my 8 free transfers get used on those 4 spots only, so I can sort of like attack the game for the best fixtures as they come along, and then everybody else just stays where they are.
Steve-O, you look like you were about to say something there. Thoughts on Dredd's strategy?
I think it's fucking brilliant. I think it's great. Genuinely.
The only thing I'll say is with Jesus is that we are kind of are we willing to forget how wasteful he was and pathetic he was at City?
I think with the fixtures we can take that risk.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that I want to talk to you about like the likes of Maddison and Bowen and Kulusevski. You just don't see anybody with those 3 players yet.
I mean, that's where I've landed for now. Those spots I keep going around in my head because obviously don't know what the best fixtures are going to be. I'm thinking I kind of like Maddison for the opening day at Brentford. They've got 3 decent fixtures. I know there's Arsenal in the middle in the second game, but I don't know. Maybe they could be okay. I don't know. Kulusevski, I think I'll stick with him. I mean, Richarlison's definitely not playing game week 1, so he's nailed to start. And then Bowen is like, I was looking at the goal involvement for him for the last half of the season. I've done all my stats empirical looking at this data from game week 20, so the last half of the season to 38. Bowen, I think I looked at, he was like 67% goal involvement. So if West Ham do anything, he's likely to be involved in it.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people are not considering many West Ham assets, are they? And Bowen is, well, he's lively and he always looks like a threat and a danger. Like you said, the stats back it up.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at, like, because we don't know what's going to happen like come game week 1. It's a new season, like everything, like there are new formations or new team members and everything else, and even settled teams like say Liverpool and City. Although I think I'd probably say Liverpool are more settled than City at the moment. But I mean,
Yeah.
even those teams are looking to evolve what they're going to do this season. So I'm that first few game weeks at least, I'm literally looking at players that I'm pretty much sure they're all going to play. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at like the people that are definitely going to play, who are integral to what their teams do, and they've been playing for their sides for at least 6 months already.
Yeah.
Good question by John Harris here. What happened with KDB, mate?
Well, this is the thing. I'm going for a one premium strategy. I can only have one, and if I'm going to only have one, it's going to be Salah. That's it. End of story. It's not a no-brainer for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that your strategy is sound. It's a case of, do you have the cojones to go through with it when game week 1 hits? And
well, to be honest, the only way I know if this strategy is going to work is if I put it up against the people that are going for the double premium player. Because I'm working on the basis that if you can only captain one premium prize player, every time you don't captain the other one, you're kind of not getting optimum value for your money. And that's where I'm hoping that over 8 game weeks, the fact that I've spread that money out on people who can be explosive, I reckon that outscores your non-captainable 12 million asset.
No, that's exactly I'm seriously tempted by because obviously you're in Hangouts a lot with Firetog, and I'm tempted by his no Salah approach. What are you thinking? The whole no Salah, but bringing in someone like Son instead.
I mean you can do that. I mean, they depending on the fixtures and everything, they should score relatively the same type of points. It's a gamble. I mean, you can take that gamble with KDB, Salah, and Son. I think you can just put either one of those three up against each other and just see how it pans out.
Yeah, I'm extremely tempted to sack off Salah and just have it for the game week 1 strategy of just have Diaz and Son and just try and get through that Fulham game, and then for the foreseeable future, I'm not really expecting much from Salah this season, as we've seen. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute he's lost it, but I just think that Diaz is probably going to be more value for money.
Yeah, the other thing I really look at.
Hang on a minute, Steve. Am I even the same person here? Like, I'm pretty sure that like last weekend when I was saying about Salah, is he that important? You were pretty much like the biggest fan of Mohamed Salah, and you were kind of like, he's a must-have almost. Like
only to fight off against the
10
players. That's it. I don't want to lose. The only reason is because I don't want to be losing ground. That's about it. But if I have the cojones to go through with Son captain game week 1 instead of Salah, but I have Diaz and Haaland, then I think that I could potentially ride out the wave. Potentially, I won't have the cojones to do it, but
I mean, it's interesting with the Haaland pick. You see, now I'm not saying that he's not a great pick, because I mean, like, he is. He obviously is. He's going to be playing at the team who creates so many chances and everything. But the thing that comes to mind though is he's roughly the same price as a premium midfielder. He won't get the extra point for a clean sheet. He scores less points for a goal and everything. And then because these teams do keep a lot of clean sheets, there's a chance that a defender will always get in the bonus points, maybe.
No,
I don't know. I mean, like, a striker tends to take a lot of shots, won't score a lot of them. So, I mean, he will score, but won't score all of them. So he'll lose BPS there, maybe. So I don't know. Does a premium price forward score the same points over a 38 game season as a premium price midfielder?
But the thing is that we're not doing this over 38 game weeks, as you quite rightly state. We only do it over a period of say 4 to 6 game weeks, and then it's.
And although that's true, it depends. I mean, let's say, for instance, you stick with your formation for the 38 game weeks, but you just change the personnel.
Yes. Yeah.
So it still carries through for 38 game weeks. You see what I mean?
No, I completely agree, and that's why I'm kind of like thinking to myself that
you're not going to do it, Steve-O. Like, you always say this. You're like, I'll think to myself, I won't go with Salah, and you'll always bow down. You'll always bow down to
to be fair, I am
the crowd.
The team that I've got in front of me, my team, is pretty much what I've been wanting to have for the whole.
Just
for the
start. Put
of
it
the
in team
season.
screenshots.
It's up. It's in. I'll do it in a minute. I'll do it in a minute. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I'll do it in a minute. But this team that Dreads put it on is well rounded. It's a well balanced team.
Yes, definitely.
Not top heavy in any way, shape, or form. Money's been evenly spread around all the sort of positions, and I think that you don't have to have Salah. You could end up taking Salah out and moving that money around the midfield, maybe bringing in Son or bringing in Kane instead of or having Kane up with Jesus. There's options.
Well, you're always going to have that price point somewhere.
Yeah,
and it's just who the personnel is.
100%. But I mean, the biggest question is in your opinion, if you're going to captain Salah, every week, that's all very well and good. But if you think there's going to be,
I've got no choice.
That's it. But if you don't think that Salah is the best captaincy choice for the next 4 to 6 game weeks, then I don't think that he's a must-have. I don't think he's necessary, and I think that you could just bring in some sort of higher price players in that midfield and balance that out even more.
I've got to look at...
No, I think what I'd do, I mean, that is what you could do. That is valid what you say there, Jason. But I think what I'd do is it either that price point would change to one of either Son or KDB, or I just shift it up front and have Kane or Haaland. But I'm always going to keep that price point.
If I even look at like the first 4 fixtures, Salah away at Fulham, captain him, done. Following week, I've already said I'm going to be captain of Haaland. That's just locked in. Game week 3, I don't really want to be captaining Salah away at Man United. Haaland away at Newcastle, brilliant fixture.
Hey, Boona.
And then we've got game week 4, Salah up against Bournemouth, or I've got Son away at Nottingham Forest. But if patterns continue where Son only seems to perform at home, i.e. getting most of his points at home, and Salah is the player that seems to be getting his points at home, that Bournemouth fixture is tempting. But do you think, though, Dredd, that because I've asked a few people at work if Salah will continue his dip of form towards the end of last season, do you think that continues, or do you think the fact that he signed his contract, he should be right?
I have a theory. So I have a theory that maybe his drop off in form is sort of like he does a lot of stuff and everything, plays lots of games, and it goes from like game week 1 through to 38. But this season, he's going to have a month off in the middle of the season.
Sleep well, Gary. See you soon, man.
Yeah, cheers, dude.
Yeah. So,
yeah. That's fair enough.
He'll get a whole month off, so he'll come back like after the World Cup and everything, and he'll be raring to go against defenders who may have gone to the World Cup and haven't had that break. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
But that's not until November.
Yeah, that's a consideration to think about as we get to that point. Not now. Like,
not now, no, yeah.
A lot of things can happen between now and then. But I like your idea. I like the attitude of what you're saying about not doubling up on premiums when you're not going to get the best, price per points performance from them, because you're not going to be able to captain both of them. You can only captain one or the other. So why not, instead of having more than one premium in your team, why not spread that money out and improve other areas of your team? Why not? It makes complete sense logically.
So, I mean, like it allows me to have Edison, for instance.
Yeah.
And this conversation kind of makes me think, like, if I want to be a better FPL player, I've got to think to.
Like, to be honest with you, if you said to me, like, I had to choose between Salah and Haaland in my team, have a guess who I think I'll choose.
You're going to go for Salah, right?
I was going to say Haaland.
No, I'm going to go. Holland. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him play in the Premier League, but why? Because Luis Diaz, I think, is a very good alternative to Salah that could potentially keep up with him points wise and offers a great a better value in that midfield for that price.
Agreed.
So
I mean, if you look deeper into this, there's also another thing where I'm trying to play the template. So, for instance, one thing like everybody's going to have like Cancelo and Trent, for instance, right? So if you've got Cancelo and Trent, then you're just getting the same points as everyone else. But I've doubled up in that area.
Well, we've got Robertson as well.
So I've got Robertson and Edison. So every time everyone gets those points, I get double points. And so I'm playing the template. In my head, that's what I'm calling it anyway.
Yeah. No, I see a reasoning because obviously for example, I've got Raya, and how many clean sheets can I realistically get from Raya compared to someone like Edison, where a completely more resilient defense and a better goalkeeper. So again, you can definitely look at it that way. You've got a lot of coverage there in that defense. I like the Doherty pick, saving that money there, that 0.5. And Johnny, talk to me about Johnny. Like
Johnny, I remember Johnny before he had his injury and everything, and for a little time there, as he's an out and out wing back. I really liked him, and we kind of think Wolves, their defense has the potential to do really well. So I'm going to keep an eye on that.
So that's your one your one sort of position there, because you mentioned your midfield would be the ones that you look to rotate out.
Johnny as well. Johnny is
Johnny,
place, because I mean, there are people like if Leicester's defense do really well, then Castaño's
no chance
on my watch list. There are people like him. I could always just go back to the template because I think Tomiyasu is the
Tomiyasu.
Maybe there'll be 4 or 5 defenders in Newcastle who we should see have a really good defense this season, I reckon. So you can chop around there. There's going to be bargains you can get hold of. I mean, that 4-5.
Boona, come in the waiting room and can have a chat with us.
I just want a team that's going to have keep good clean sheets. I'm not going to get too fussed about getting attacking returns out of that spot.
Yeah, Boona's asked a question, and I want him to come into the waiting room on Discord and come on live and ask us the question, because I'll be interested in hearing your thoughts, Steve-O. Don't say anything, and your thoughts too, Dread. So let's see if he just jumps in. I see him there now. I'll ask him to also post his team in the... I think he's done that as well. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let's drag him in for me. There we go. Hey, Boona, how's it going?
Hello?
Hello. I didn't do the hello chaps.
Wait, it's been too long. This feels weird.
Who are you?
Like, I remember. It's nice to meet you guys. I've just discovered your channel. Mate, you know what? This feels so nostalgic. I'll be honest with you. But I haven't done any streams in a long time. But this just takes me back to 3.5 years ago when I used to live in Sheffield and I used to join Steve-O's morning streams at 7 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Wow, time's changed. How was everyone?
Yeah, good man. Good.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's a busy life these days, but it's great. It's great to have you back on the Discord.
Oh, it feels good to be on, mate. Honestly.
I read your question out in the chat, and I was thinking, no, let's get him on. Let's get him on. It's also nostalgic for me. Just hearing your voice, it just takes me back to when I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, the good old times, honestly. Oh.
Yeah, and you've got a question. Do you want to quickly ask it?
Yeah, sure.
I've got your team up on the screen here.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, I'd love to get your thoughts on that as well. But the question was, what is everyone's preference? Do we go for Luis Diaz or do we go for Robertson as our third Liverpool slot? I guess Dredd might be quite well positioned to answer this. And the only sort of dilemma I've got there is the potential rotation in the front three. So, yeah, I guess with that, over to you.
Before you answer that, Dredd, let's just quickly run through Boona's team. It's Raya and goal, Roberts, as it stands right now. Raya, Robertson, Cancelo, Trent, White, Mahrez, Neto, Martinelli, Salah, Son, Watkins. Go for it, Dread.
I mean, personally, for me, the very much basis of everything I'm thinking about is value for money, and points per million spent, or what have you, whatever you want to call it. So with that, immediately my head goes that, well, Robbo is 7 million. Now we know he's roughly going to get you at least 180 points, right? That's
Yeah.
pretty much guaranteed. He's going to get you at least that much points. So I kind of think with Diaz, if he gets that much points, which he could do, but I mean that's a stellar season for an 8 million mid-priced asset to get you those sort of points with the rotation, because Nunez can play that position, Jota can play that position, so on and so forth. But we know that if Robbo's fit, he's playing that, and then on top of that, you get an extra million to spend somewhere else. So maybe 7 million plus a million somewhere else gets you more points than 8 million on Diaz. Plus, there are lots of other 8 million assets you can play with in that position. So I'm in the
Yeah.
Robbo camp on that one.
Awesome. How do you see Liverpool lining up with the kind of plethora of options you've got now up front?
Well, having just said what I said, it seems that Diaz will be the predominant person on the left, at the front, like
Any
right
love
left.
for you
So
for Diego Jota now that he's a forward? I still think he's a good option, but is it a wait and see? Or
I've always got love
no?
for him. But again, I'm going for the price per million. I think he just costs too much now, playing in the forward and not getting those extra clean sheet points and so on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a front three of Diaz, Jota, and Salah. But like Dredd just said, for 9 million as a forward, forget it. It's just a non-option unless he was scoring literally 10 points a game. And
I didn't notice, Steve, how highly Jesus is owned. By the way, what's that about? I know he's a cheap price, but
they forgot the last 4 or 5 seasons, haven't they? Like they've just haven't been watching.
He's
watching him.
Almost Salah percentage owned. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
He scored a goal in a friendly. What can you expect?
I think the reason is, though,
he's certainly world class now. He's signed to Arsenal.
No. The basic reason for that is you have to look at his price bracket and the other people in that price bracket in that position. Out of all the people,
you've got Watkins there, who I still think is a better player than him.
I think Watkins is physically better as a striker in the Premier League over Jesus. Technically, Jesus is a better player, but physically and being able to, cause problems with defenses, I would take Watkins any day over Jesus. Certainly over Jesus and Man City. But yes, I was about to say fixtures, very big, very very big consideration. But also, at Arsenal, what type of service is he going to get at Arsenal? Because I see Arsenal as more. It's the balls are going to come right from the wings a lot more than I think that what he got at City, where it was mainly played through the middle from KDB, and I think that he is I guess more of a tapping merchant. Like if you watch him and the goals he scored, he's a bit of a tapping merchant. Is Jesus? So I can see why, and I've got him in as well because the price point, fixtures, they're looking tasty, right? To go back to your question over the third Liverpool player, I might throw a little bit of a spanner in the works for you, but I think that you could just say goodbye Salah and keep Robertson and Alexander-Arnold and just get in Diaz.
You can't get rid of Salah, honestly.
And then you could upgrade. You could upgrade White, and then you could maybe bring Jesus in as well, and go with the 5-4-2, 5-4-1 or a 4-4-2.
I think going without Salah is self-destruction, mate. Honestly,
I think for game week 1 it is, but honestly, if he performs like he did,
I don't reckon it's I don't think it's doom and gloom if you don't have Salah on your team.
No, it's not doom and gloom. You're right, but I just think that imagine if, and there's a very high chance he does, if he gets 2 or more goals against Fulham. You're already on the back foot.
But imagine if he blanks.
Jason, I'm having flashbacks of you having a similar conversation at the beginning of last season with a certain Trent.
To be fair, Trent wasn't exactly amazing last season. I'll be honest with you. I was watching them play, and he's an average defender at best. He is an average dude. No, honestly,
All
man.
things considered,
Watch him. He doesn't run the. He doesn't hold a defensive line very well at all.
You just said Trent was an average defender.
He is. He's an average defender at best. He doesn't hold the defensive line very well. Okay, he gets caught out of position a lot. He loses track of his marker.
His FPL returns.
Yeah, exactly. We only care about his FPL returns.
Okay. But then he wasn't whipping in the balls as well, like he has been in previous seasons. Like last season, very, very much. I think he might have been wearing different boots last season.
It's the boots. It was definitely the boots.
I think he was wearing different boots. But this season it could start off like.
Do we know what boots he's got on for this season, Jason?
I don't even know, actually.
But also, Ben White should be Tomiyasu, 4.5. Should go Tomiyasu.
That's a crazy price.
Over Tomiyasu 4.5, is he?
Yeah.
Is he attacking enough though? Like,
a lot more than
He's more attacking than White.
No, I know that. I know that. But does his attacking threat outweigh Ben White's bonus threat? Do you know what I'm saying?
Ben White gets bonus.
Ben White does get, but he's definitely more so than Tomiyasu.
Well, I had Ben White in my team last season for a brief spell, and it left a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. He didn't do very well in those games, but then Arsenal weren't really doing very well at the back at all anyway. But I would say Tomiyasu for me, just with that attacking threat, kind of gives.
I mean, I know they don't have the fixtures, but I think I'd rather take my bet on a 4-5 Newcastle defender.
Really?
One. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
They're gonna have like Pope in
goal.
They
do have Pope in goal.
They've got like Botman now, and their defense. I think their defense.
Trippier is the interesting one there.
Trippier
at 5.0. Yeah, he was super attacking before he got injured.
Yeah, you could free some money up and get him in. Free some money up.
Not by getting rid of Salah, I won't.
Are you 100% sure you're gonna have Salah in your team game at 1?
Oh mate, I'm a billion % sure.
Do you know what I really like about this though? You got Mahrez in there, explosive.
I really like Mahrez. Yeah. Obviously, I'd like Haaland, however you pronounce his name, but I don't want to start with him. Although you look at the fixtures, right, and their fixtures are ridiculous.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. I think it's Haaland apparently.
Is it?
Yeah, Haaland apparently is how you say it. Yeah.
Well, they need to spell his name differently then, don't they? Because it's spelled with the A.
No, it's how you pronounce it in forgive me, I don't know what his
Nah, they're wrong, mate.
Yeah, Norwegian. Yeah.
No, they need to sort it out. It's wrong. Anyway, how you been, Jace? How's your work, mate? Everything all right?
Really busy, man.
Still working crazy hours?
Oh, yeah, I'm normally getting to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then waking up at like 11 o'clock in the morning. And then
when's the unrecognizable these days Dan Ball coming on the show?
Yeah, Steve-O, you speak to Dan more than I do these days.
Need to get the gang back together for the sake of old back in the day, eh?
Yeah, we might get him on for the anniversary, but
when's that?
November time.
Yeah,
November. Oh, awesome.
Who knows? But we'll definitely have him back on the show. He's very busy with work as well at the moment. But
where's Andy Salter, Jason?
Andy Salter. Yeah, God, you imagine me talking about Salah and he'd be ripping me a new one, wouldn't he?
I've got a question for you, Bruno. Are you, because I don't understand where this has come from, and I think he's just going to be like this early season bandwagon. Yeah, Neto. What's it all about? Everyone's going mad about him.
Just like their fixtures. I just like their fixtures personally. I'm definitely not set on him. I could turn him into Ramsey as well, who I think has potential, and their fixtures are not bad. But I'm just going with the fixtures, and their fixtures are nice. And before injuries and stuff, he was doing really well. At 5.5, he's not much of a risk, is he? Really?
Yeah, I suppose not really.
Okay, we've got some other people in the waiting room, but you guys,
I'll jump out, mate. No worries. I'm going to listen
no
to
worries.
I'm in my room. But absolute pleasure speaking to you guys again. Honestly, it's weird.
Thank you.
We're gonna do more. We're gonna do call-ins as often as we can. Hello, Eddie. Thank you for that. Become a member. Thank you so much. But yeah, Bruno, it's a pleasure speaking to you, man. But we're definitely going to have to do the Friday call-ins, the Sunday surgeries again, and look forward to hearing your feedback and your rants, because it's always great. Especially when it comes to hang on a minute. Let me just re-look again at your team. There's something that I do notice about your team that I want to bring up with you. Where are you? Son, in your team is the only Spurs. I've got I would say I got a feeling that the defense of Spurs could be worth bringing in for game week 1. You've not been tempted to bringing in Perisic or Doherty?
If once I've got a bit more information on whether he's definitely nailed to start, that might sway me. I kind of want to see how he does in pre-season, but he is a price that I think a bit more than some other good value picks in the game. Still think he could be a great player, but we'll see. He could be in there.
Wait and see.
I mean, I've been looking at ways to bring in Kane, Son, and Perisic as well.
I know a way you can bring in Kane.
Oh, I wonder what that is, Jay.
We should go down to. You can go down to Diaz, and you can upgrade. Your Delap on the bench. Or Watkins.
No, Delap's season set and forget, mate.
Well, thank you for coming on, buddy, and I
no
appreciate
worries.
it.
Cool. Cheers. Take care, guys.
See you later.
Cheers, Bruno. We've got Ginge.
Before we go forward, I just want a big shout out to Eddie, who's became a member there.
Eddie, are you new? Are you new to the channel at all? It's always I'm going to try and ask this to many people, and if you are new, welcome. And how did you find out about us? It's always good to get feedback. Welcome, Eddie. Right, we've got Ginge in the waiting room now. Let's see what he has to say. I'll get his team up here. Ginge, how's it going? Got your team up on the screen. Excited for game week 1? You're gonna kick off in the top 10k? Do you reckon?
Yeah, like every season. Yeah, of course, obviously.
You did well last season.
No, I didn't play last season.
You didn't play last season.
He gave up.
You started off right.
Yeah, no, I gave up. In real life this season, I had my GCSEs and all that stuff.
Oh, mate, we got your team here. Are you? How are you feeling about it?
Feeling pretty confident, even though I change it nearly every day. I'm looking at it, thinking it's actually a decent little draft I've put together. Are you
watching content creators? Are you going to websites to try and get ideas to swap and change players, or are you coming up with these decisions yourself?
To be honest, I've been looking at content, seeing like what people are saying about different players. Some of them just come on board knowledge and statistics that I've learned by myself. So like, I'm not sure if obviously there's a lot of people obviously from the FPL community, but if you're not, you don't know how much highly I rate that I won you. And just like other players that are hidden gems at the minute that I'm looking at to put into my team. Apart from that though, just like my common thoughts of where I can think where people can play and how they're going to be playing, and just people in my thought like who I reckon would win, who would score and stuff. That's also the reason why they're in my team.
I like the 5-point structure on this team.
Yeah, Steve-O, you've been talking about Newcastle. I mean, last weekend you spoke about Newcastle and maybe some players there. What's your thoughts on Bruno being in Ginger's team, and also Ricardo as well for Leicester?
I think it seems a bit of a very punty pick, extremely punty. Look, he did really well last year towards the end of last season. Is he gonna continue that vein of form into the beginning of this season? I mentioned he's 6 million.
Yeah, it's 6 million.
There's got to be better options. I mean, without going on about the Neto bandwagon here, I think that Neto's more worthy of a punt at 5.5 million. Put that 0.5, maybe saving it for further down the line, or
how much is Ricardo?
4.5,
isn't he? Yeah.
maybe
I'll tell you what, I'd rather upgrade Ricardo to Trippier and downgrade Guarneres to Neto. That's what I would personally rather do.
But then you're moving back towards a template-ish team, then, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where, I can see what Ginger's doing here. I can see he's got a lot of the common picks, but he's also gone with two very kind of left of field picks that, if they do well, he's going to really benefit from owning them. But obviously, it's high risk, high reward, isn't it? Going away from template.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm looking at Newcastle's fixtures here. They are disgusting. They're ridiculous. And Guarneres, again, I'm not going to profess to know much about him. I don't know much about football anyway, but he is a player in which could potentially, if he's given that freedom again to move forward, could be a gold pick. Could be a gold pick. I really do. I think you could be onto something, Ginge.
I love that.
Are you playing FIFA, Ginge?
I'm playing FIFA.
Yeah, I can hear it in the background.
Are you winning?
I'm not. I'm doing my manager career mode on Nice.
Oh, okay. So what play? So you've come on tonight to chat. Have you got a question about your team at all, or is there one player in your team you're not sure of?
To be honest, I just think, Tony, I'm quite happy with my team. It's just the what do you think? Personal opinions on Ricardo Pereira and my back line, because at the minute my back line is good, but obviously there's going to be a lot of money into that back line. Is it the case of who you think's the right players for the money that I have? Do you reckon the choice that I made is right? Do you reckon it's wrong?
I think I really like your price points in the back line, and obviously we've got a good few weeks before game week 1 deadline, so you can, and there are going to be lots of options at all the price points you've got. So I don't think you have to worry too much about exactly who you've got in there. Like, I think it's probably going to be Perisic and Ricardo that would like to be the places that might swap out for someone of the same price. So I don't worry too much about it. But I think the price points there are good.
And the fixtures as well for Leicester are decent. I mean, taking out Chelsea and Arsenal. Arsenal, they play them in game week 2. Chelsea in game week 4. I mean, the rest of the fixtures are pretty nice. You got Brentford at home, Southampton at home, Man United at home. Man United's not a hard fixture anymore. Brighton away, Aston Villa at home, and then all the way pretty much down to. I mean, they've got some brilliant fixtures the first half of the season. To be fair. Got some really nice fixtures. So, no, I can see the reasoning behind that. And you've got, like I said, you've got the popular picks. You've got Jesus, Haaland, Salah, Diaz as well. I think having a couple of risky players is a good strategy if you're looking to try and get ahead of other rivals in mini leagues off the bat. People that have got Neto, for example. People that have got the double up of Liverpool, double up of Chelsea. Liverpool, Chelsea, they may not get double up of City. They might not get the clean sheets straight off the bat. So having different players in is certainly something to look at. And Ricardo, I mean, I've not seen many teams with Ricardo in the team, but there's a very attacking player playing for Leicester. Could easily get assists and goals. So why not? For that price point, I think it's not a bad shout. And the only one I'll say is Bruno. I don't know much about Bruno Guimaraes, so I don't really want to have an opinion too much on him until I see him in the Premier League and see what he's about. But it could be one that you're ahead of the curve on and you start to farm team value. Could be one of those players who start getting price rises, and that can enable you to get even more of a balanced team. So I haven't really got much to say. I mean, you came on today, and I appreciate you've got a different style of team to a lot of others. Some people will turn their nose up against Ricardo and Bruno, and maybe even Perisic. But I think I consider them to be valid picks for game week 1.
Yeah, the only I think add to that is sorry, mate. The one thing I'll add to that is with the price point, that 6 million price point there. If you do go away from Guimaraes, I'm not really sure there's much to play with in that price point. So that's just something to consider, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm really considering Michael Lisa instead of Guimaraes. That's who I'm really looking at the minute.
Well, yeah,
But,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think personally, for me, if I had that price point, I'd have to just like come to terms with the fact that I'm kind of just locked into that player.
Yeah.
There's not really anywhere else to go.
Mhm.
No, I think it's fine. If that's what you want to run with, I don't see any issues in running with that team. You've used that price point well, and they're
Do you
going to
have
play.
any
So
money in the bank at all?
No, I don't have any money in the bank.
Yeah,
But
that's the other problem you're going to fall in then, because I'm assuming that 8 million price point where you've got Diaz, you're going to look to like chop and change. But then if someone goes up to 8-1, then they're out of the question. So that's another thing to think about.
it's just looking at pre-season, like you said on the point before. If Perisic, like his statistics was when he was under Conte, where he played 60 minutes at Inter, then obviously got changed. If that's going to be the following procedure, which I'm looking at the minute, which it's going to be like, then obviously I'm going to consider him not, because even though he's very attacking, he could play into the left wing position or the right wing position. He's also going to be getting rid of those clean sheets, because obviously in FPL you have to be in 60 minutes of the game to consider to have a clean sheet bonus. And if he's not going to be playing them minutes, then I'm going to get rid of him. Now I'm going in for Trippier, and
just
then
want to
hopefully
say,
upgrade.
just want to say that Bruno Guimaraes played last season. And I can't remember watching him.
I mean, yeah, your option there is.
So yeah, just wanted to kind of say that. How did he perform, Steve? You said that he was pretty good last season.
Incredible.
Towards the end of the season, yeah, he seemed to be given a bit of freedom by Eddie Howe. Again, I could be completely speaking absolute nonsense, but he did seem to come onto the radar.
What position is he?
He's a CDM centre mid.
Yeah, it's sort of like an 8, really.
Okay. He ventures into the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
He's gonna be a lot of freedom as well, because obviously Botman's coming as well. So
Brilliant. Okay, fair enough. I know that Steve-O, you were mentioning Newcastle. That could be one to watch for definite.
Yeah, I know Kev Statman. He's very, very obviously being a Newcastle fan. He's very positive about next year. He pretty much said get on their defence this year. So definitely could be one to watch.
No Weak Foot, Newcastle fan in the chat. One to watch. He's lethal. So
I think about trying to get 0.5 in the bank for price fluctuations is the only thing I is jumping out at me. So either.
Well, if you want, say Edison down to 4.5, you know.
Yeah. Well, you can go to 5 million keeper.
Or
Perisic. I mean,
I think it's Perisic for me.
Yeah, Perisic down to 5. But you got a few options at 5 million.
Mendy's 5, isn't he?
I mean, Trippier can come in there, right?
I've already got Trippier. Or is that a different one?
Must be a different draft
on this one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Yeah, that's what I would do. Perisic down to Trippier, and then obviously have 0.5 in the bank.
Yeah, and then you're good.
Awesome.
I think it's going to be really important to have a little bit of money in the bank to beat those price fluctuations in the early game weeks. Because otherwise, I mean, like, let's say you want to switch Luis Diaz to like a Foden, for instance, and he goes to 8.1, and then you just can't get to him.
It's essentially 8.5 at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so Ginge, thanks for coming on. I noticed we've got some other Warfare that's been waiting patiently in the waiting room. So look forward to speaking to you again soon, dude.
No worries. Jason, one quick one. I need to talk to you after.
Okay, dude.
I want to start an FPL channel.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, send me a DM and we'll have a chat.
Alright, no worries. Right.
I do.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Thanks, mate.
I've got a good name for an FPL channel. Do you want to hear it?
Go for it.
I don't know if it's been taken or not. I haven't checked. But do you know that Call of Duty is all about the meta?
Yes.
FPL meta? Is that been taken?
I'm sure there's someone out there called FPL meta.
The FPL meta. You know? Free channel name there, Ginge, if you're listening in. You might be able to...
I was just going to say a quick one, James, from Alex Marshall Say is saying about, can we talk about Sinistera, who is a player that's joined Leeds? I've just been going on whoscored.com, And all I can tell you is pretty much what they're showing me here is that last season for Feyenoord, he got 12 goals, 7 assists. He seems to be one of the key players for Feyenoord. So why they've let him go, I have no idea. He's only 23. Will he fit into that Leeds team immediately? I don't know. He's saying he's like 6 million in the game, 6.5. I think it's just one to watch, really.
Yeah.
And once
Normally,
he starts outperforming.
From experience, it's always good to stick with players game week 1 and just watch. Like have a list of players like that, and just have it in the back of your mind, like how can I bring them in if they start performing well in the Premier League. I mean, the only exception to that is, of course, Haaland, which we are all very bullish about as a player who's done so much, in his career already at such an early age. I think going into the Premier League, I think it'll be an easy transition, and he's going to have so much service in that City team. So, other comments in the chat, I did see someone very good, Karma, called it FPL template.
Yes, yeah.
I thought I saw a question here, but must have missed it. Sorry. Warfare, you are in on the air. How are you doing, my friend?
Good evening, chaps. How is it going?
Good evening.
Been a while since we last said hello.
This feels so weird to have this kind of streams after so long.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll read your team out. Alisson in goal. Alexander-Arnold. Cancelo. Now, this is the one that stands out to me. Dunk. Lewis Dunk. Cash, James. So you're going with 5-4-1. Son, Salah. Bruno Guimaraes, Maddison, Watkins. Have I missed something? Has there been like a memo going around to ditch Neto and bring in Bruno Guimaraes? This is second.
I never understood the Neto bandwagon. I mean, he's literally done nothing in PL, so I don't know why everybody's jumping on him. I'd rather go for someone exciting from a Newcastle team, which is supposed to be exciting this season. So we shall see. It's a punt. It's a big punt, but it might just work out.
Interesting. What price is he again?
6 million.
6 million.
So last season, listen to this.
More than Neto.
Yes, but last season, this chap played 1,000 minutes and got 67 points. Think about that. That's all I'm saying. 5 goals, 8 assists in 1,000 minutes. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to, you can triple that up to 3,000 and get 200 points, but
that's pretty good.
If you get 140, I'm happy at that price point.
I mean, all right. So yeah, I mean, roughly, if you give some variance for it, you're looking at like a 6 million asset getting you what, 160, 170 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Exactly.
Damn. I mean, I look at that and I think that price point, 6 million. It's an awkward price point, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's very difficult to cover. Yeah. And don't say Neto because I don't want Neto. I still have 500,000 in the bank as well.
How much is Rashford? 6.5.
Yeah,
6.5.
There you go. You've got 0.5 in the bank. If Rashford goes mental,
that is true.
Yes. I mean, okay. Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
You've got Buendia at that price point as well, I think, who could potentially be
Buendia's 5.5.
No, he's 6, I think.
Oh,
Buendia.
I was going to say if he's 5.5, that is.
Steve-O's got him in.
Exactly.
Look, it's a punt. I'm not saying he will work out.
It's a punt, but it's not a blind punt. Like
it's not a blind.
You've seen him last season. For some reason, I must have been so busy with work. I just haven't seen much of him at all. I didn't even know that he was playing in the Premier League last season. So there you go.
Some quick other names at that price point. Gallagher, if he becomes a thing at Chelsea, could be there. Ben Rama at 6 million. Smith Rowe, Harrison, Fornell, Martinelli at 6 million.
No. Everybody has him.
Yeah.
No.
Ramsey's 6 million as well.
6.5 is Saka. Is that 6.5 Saka?
No, Saka is 8
million now.
Is he 8? Oh, he's up to 8.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's up to 8 now, yeah. And I already said Buendia. So there are a few people that potentially could be doing stuff at that price point. So it's not all that bad, I guess.
Yeah, and I still have $500,000 in the bank just in case. For example, if Jesus goes mental, I can go Watkins to him, or maybe upgrade Dunk to something else, or change Bruno to something else. So I've got options.
Talk to me. Why is Dunk in your team?
Because Brighton, solid defense. He's cheap, so why not?
You think that Man United are not going to get a goal against Brighton first
Look,
game?
I don't want to upset you, Jason. So I'm not going to answer that one.
Rashford,
We'll see. We'll see how United perform.
Are you not concerned if they don't have Basuma anymore? Because I assume he's a lot to do with their defense being.
I thought people only bought Brighton players into FPL teams as dead wood for their bench, but obviously Warfare's got other things to say about that.
Maybe I can think a bit more about that one. So we can think about some suggestions at 4.5, right?
Tomiyasu.
No, everybody has him, so that's a no. I don't do template. No.
Okay. Well, the team itself is fine. Watkins. I mean, it's a frustrating one. Watkins.
Yes.
He holds up the ball so well. Again, it's normally who's playing off of him. I'd
rather take Wilson over Watkins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Doesn't Wilson cost 0.5 more than?
Oh, is Watkins only 7? Is he?
No. Watkins is 7.5.
Yeah, they're the same price.
7.5. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
7. Sorry.
That's an option. Yes. Yeah.
Just the way Wilson was performing towards the end of last season, he looked on it. He wanted to prove himself, and he's going to be the main man at Newcastle. And
doubling up, though, I don't know if I want to double up on Newcastle, to be honest.
That's another point. So, yeah, something to think about. I don't think I'm going to change this team much. Now, I have a question, and I'm surprised nobody asked me that question. Nobody asked me why Alisson.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Why?
The reason why is because he's an excellent goalkeeper, he's guaranteed you points. I don't think there's a stick out. I'd be more interested to know, like Maddison. I mean, you and Dredd on a very good
all right, let's do the
train here.
Look at this the other way question, because obviously you would have had, you've got the choice between Lloris, Edison, and
yes.
Alisson. So why did you go for Alisson out of those three?
I wanted triple Liverpool, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had Robo in. Look, Alisson got 10 points less last season, and he cost 1.5 million less. So it actually allows me to cover Robertson points. He's a solid goalkeeper, and I can use that money somewhere else. That's the reason.
Oh, wow, that's a good thing. I didn't even think of that. So Alisson scored 1 point less than Robertson.
10 points, I think it was.
10 points. That 10 points definitely
really?
worth the 1.5
That's
million.
an eye-opening. That's an eye-opening stat.
That is eye-opening, isn't it? Yeah, that's very well spotted.
When we're talking about price per point, points per million.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah. So unless he gets injured, he can be in the team for the whole season. That's pretty much how I've been going for the past 2 seasons.
Let me just write that down.
That's very well spotted.
That is very, very well spotted. Yeah, thanks for coming up and telling us about your little secret there.
And it is a secret, isn't it? And on no Holland thing, my main rule is I do not bring players who are new to PL in Gameweek 1. I want to see them. I know he's an amazing player, but I want to see him play first. And if anything happens, I've got Son to cover the money, so I'm not worried about it. However, if Holland does well and Son does well as well, I don't really care. I've got one of them, so whatever.
Fair enough.
That has blown my mind. I'm actually looking this up, like points and everything. That's blown my mind.
What do you mean you haven't noticed that?
I didn't notice that. No,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot less. I mean, there is a value to be had. That's what I'm trying to get that value somehow, and have a balanced team in every line. But I like defenders a lot. Last season I got a lot of points from defenders, and I want to keep doing that. Dunk is the only weak link, I think, but I don't know. I've got time to think about that one.
Yeah.
Maddison, I like him. I love him. And you know very well, Dredd, we were on that chap for a long time together last season, weren't we? And he did very well for us. Or was it 2 seasons ago?
This thing that I was talking about earlier around goal involvement and people that are I don't know, it sort of like goes along the lines of talisman theory, right? and Maddison is definitely that player for Leicester.
I'll tell you what, Warfare, I'm just looking at my team here, and it's the one thing that I do miss about these phone calls is that you do get different ideas, and getting rid of Alisson and getting rid of Robertson allows me to bring in Son for Neto. And then I've got 8.5. Admittedly, I've got rid of Salah. But I'll tell you what.
Getting rid of Salah?
That's a
Diaz.
risky move, surely, isn't it?
No! Well, yeah, for game week 1, if you're going to captain someone, it's going to be Salah, isn't he? He's going to be the most captain.
Course.
Game week 2, arguably onwards, I don't think you need him in.
The only caveat we need to put around this though is like Robertson played at least 500 minutes less than.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well. Yeah, that's a fair point. Absolutely.
If they play equal minutes, then that's where you get the extra points out.
But you know that Robertson's gonna see some rotation later on in the season.
Exactly.
So you know that the one thing you'll say is with Alisson is he's going to be playing every single minute of the season.
I think there's going to be, ironically, less rotation but more subbing of players.
Well, you've got 5 subs now.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to have Robertson easily could be subbed.
Yeah.
For that Greek player, what's his name again?
Tsimikas.
Yeah, that's him.
But Alisson is not going to be rotated, I don't think. I mean, he's going to be there all the time.
No. Guaranteed starter.
No, there's a valid argument there that that I can't say that's not a bad deal. That's great because you got an extra 1.
Warfare's changing everyone's teams as far as hard.
Everyone's dumping Robertson and getting Alisson in now.
Liking it. I like it, to be honest. It's a different way of thinking from the majority of people out there that are just thinking, right, they're thinking Robertson, they're thinking Trent, they're thinking Cancelo, they're thinking James and all these players. I think that having someone like Alisson in goal can easily keep up and get the minutes, and obviously, like the stats suggest, keep kind of give you that better points per million over a season.
Yeah, yes. So let's just hand it to FPL Towers on this one, because one of the greatest things I like about this season is that goalkeeper price change. Because before you never thought about that, and now they've come into play.
Yeah, and it's smart. It's smart because we've always been saying that we want competition in positions and in prices. Like, we don't want to just be funneled into an 11 that is just copy and paste. Even though ironically there's always going to be somewhat of a template. I think there's about 7 or 8 players that most people are going after, and it's only the odd 2 or 3 that people are willing to kind of be risky on. But I like for you, for example, you've got more difference. So you got Bruno Gomes, you've got Watkins, Maddison, Dunk, Cash, and Alisson. So that's 6 of your players that are nowhere near the template.
Yes, exactly right.
Which is, I guess, it's clever, but it's also risky.
It is risky, absolutely.
So it could easily backfire, but it's high risk, high reward, right?
I want to start strong, so we'll see how that goes. Now, you could say that even Son is not really template, because I believe his ownership was about 25% at the moment, which means he's not template, really.
Bruno, what is that?
Son, I mean, not Bruno, Son.
What was that,
right.
sorry?
Yeah, he's not
template, no. Yeah. So there's another player. And we know very well.
Son, 7 players then. Yeah, Son is not template. No, you're right, because people can't afford him.
Exactly right, because you've got Holland and Salah and whatever. And the Diaz guy was also 8 million, so there you go.
Trent, Salah and Holland pretty much negate Son and force people into that 8 million sort of midfield. And I think that it's a good looking team. Apart from Dunk, I wouldn't go with Dunk. Other than that, it's a good looking team.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair comment.
Rashford's going to score against Brighton.
I will take that bet.
This is Rashford's year. 6.5. He's going to be the most sought after. He's going to go up to 7-8 million by Christmas.
Look, it is true. 6.5 for Rashford is an amazing price. If he plays, and he plays like 2 seasons ago, he's worth it. But is he?
If it happens, it'd be awesome.
Ifs and buts, isn't it? It's all ifs and buts. And then we're talking about Neto was a great virtual FPL. Gary Horwood's completely right. He was overpowered in virtual FPL. But no, I like the fact that we've had the call-ins tonight, and we've had some different teams from normal. And other than Dunk, I can't really say that there's anything in that team that I would change, to be honest with you, other than maybe Watkins.
Okay, who would you get instead of Watkins?
I would probably use that 0.5 for Jesus.
You would just go straight there.
Yeah, okay. I know, because you've got enough differentials from the template already. I don't think you need to worry, and I think that out of the two, I just think that I'd be more comfortable with Jesus, purely because Watkins is just, I don't know, he's playing for a lesser team. No disrespect, and also he's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch because he does everything right, but I just don't always think his final product is amazing. And I think that I mean, you could say the same for Jesus. To be fair, for Man City, I completely hold my hands up. But new team, Arsenal, different style of play, balls coming in from the wings. Is he going to get those tap-ins? I think he could get some goals. And the fixtures as well. If you look at the fixtures for Jesus, they're absolutely beautiful. So I think that's mainly the reason.
Okay, that's a fair point. Something to think about. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very much. It was really nice to speak to everyone again.
Brilliant.
And have a good evening.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay, mate.
I think on that note, I think that was a great success for doing the call-in, and I want to say thank you for everyone that's come up. And Dread, it's nice to hear your beautiful voice after many. I think you weren't in the moderator meeting, were you?
No, I think I missed it. I had like some things I couldn't get out of and everything. So apologies for that. But
it's all right. No, it's all right. It's trying to get everyone together. It's not always easy. But I have done some things. I have done is Discord. We have now got the correct team roles. We've now got so people can select the FPL teams, the correct 20. We've also got Anurag, who is of course doing the fan tracks. So in the announcements on Elite FPL, if we go into the announcements channel, you'll see that I have put in there. If you want to take part in fan tracks, please get in touch with Anurag. He's in the Discord. Fan tracks is a draft platform very similar to FPL Draft with more customizable options and unique scoring categories. Thank you, Milan Milik, for joining the membership. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
We'll be running 2 division leagues with promotion and relegation between the seasons. So if you want to find out more about that, DM and get in touch with Anurag in the Discord. If you're not already a part of the Discord, then why not get in there? It's free to join, and you can get in via the link in the description or just simply search Elite FPL in Discord. Thank you, Colin Kilkenny. Thank you so much for that. I very much enjoyed this call-in, Steve-O. I think this is something that we need to keep doing as long as people want to. And I think at the beginning of the season, people are more wanting to talk about their teams as they get excited for game week 1, and obviously build up that community of people that have got rivalries as well within and outside of the
I can't wait for
that. Is there anything you need to say about the leagues? How are we looking on the league side of things?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I'll have to look in the thing later or tomorrow, more to the point. In fact, Fire Talk, I know you're here. If you could do an updated list of people for the YouTube league, please, if you just post it in the moderator group or privately message me, it doesn't really matter. But just going on that phone in. certainly Warfare is just. I won't do it, but I've just got a team up in front of me regarding Alisson in goal. So it's Alisson in goal, back five of Tomiyasu James, Laporte, Trent Diaz, and then a midfield
Wait,
five.
have you posted this in team screenshots?
No, I'm just reading out as I speak. And then midfield five of Saka, Diaz, Foden, Maddison, and Son, and then up front Wilson. So it would be a 4-5-1 formation, and I'm not going to do it. It will not happen. I'm going to pretty much be as boring as this table that I'm on now. I'm probably going to stick with the 5-4-1 that I've got. But those options, the likes of like the talisman that Dread keeps going on about, but it's true. Maddison, Son, to name two as an example. Wilson up top for Newcastle. Their fixtures are beautiful. It's something that I need to seriously look into, but it means going without Salah. That's the issue. But if I can navigate my way through that team, that one game week, then it could be quite profitable. Because to be honest with you, Son could get equal returns to Salah versus Southampton as my captain. Well, it doesn't really matter if he's captain or not. But
yeah, 100%. You're right. I mean, I'm seriously thinking of not having Salah in my team for game week 1. I promise you.
However, I'm not going to do a fire tog and not go without. I really want Haaland. I really want him. I'm not going to lie. I think that Bournemouth fixture at home has got hat-trick written all over it. Genuinely.
Just a reminder, guys, if you haven't already joined or followed the Twitter, get on Twitter and feel free to like and retweet our posts. It helps the engagement of the channel, especially as YouTube don't like promoting live streams. So we have to try and do it ourselves.
I always do it on my own posts. I always use the hashtag Elite FPL.
Yeah.
Elite FPL, hashtag Elite FPL is always good. And yeah, like I say, I always try and post funny clips of everything and whatnot on the Twitter itself. It's all mainly about clips, isn't it, Jace? Just from the show and everything, just having a laugh, really.
Yeah, and going towards the Discord again, Dread, quite often I'm seeing people in the Hangouts talking while I'm working. What's the community... how's the community been getting on Discord at the moment in terms of...
Well, you know, the Discord is a thing. It always has been. It's one of the reasons why I, got involved and with Elite FPL, because like the Discord is there 24/7.
Yeah.
Like people just pop in. It's especially good. Like there's a few of us in a Discord. We all work from home, right? And so we kind of have this conversation going on, and it's sort of like having colleagues in an office space, but we're just talking about FPL, which is absolutely awesome while we're actually working and doing our stuff. And then like people pop in, and honestly, we've got people like so many characters, like from the southern hemisphere, across the world, India, like we all just get in there, and obviously mainly talk about FPL, but then we also talk about whatever else is on our minds and everything. And some really great friendships were formed there, especially when we were in lockdown, and across the world everybody was in lockdown, and yet we found this community space in Discord that we could just like literally just go in and find that community spirit, even though we were like locked away. But I know we're not locked away anymore, but that sort of energy still carries through in the Discord. So yeah, get involved. The link is in the chat. Come and speak with us.
Yeah, and I'm going through the polls channel. I think that's one of the most used channels where you can vote and help managers make their FPL decisions. You can set your own question up, and we've got here Martinelli or Guimaraes, and 9 people have voted Martinelli, 5 people have voted Guimaraes, so they think Martinelli is more of a better option than Guimaraes. I mean, it's good to see these decisions being made. Trippier versus Matty Cash, for example. There's some great questions being asked in this. I'm not sure why Saka and Jesus have been put together, but slightly different positions and prices. But I think the Discord has grown separately from the FPL channel. I think we've got a lot of people that have joined the Discord organically from searching for FPL Discords, and hopefully they participate in the mini leagues also. But massive thank you to you, Dread, for coming up along with a guest tonight. I think it's been It's been great. And Steve-O, you're now set up with the solo stuff. When can we next see one of your videos of your team? I need to do mine.
You need to do yours first.
Yeah. Well, I've just done mine. Technically, I will have to do it again. I've showed my team already. I might just clip that, to be honest, and just use that as a video.
Just do a quick 5-minute video after here.
I'll do a 5-minute video after here, and it'll probably get more views. That's the way it is. You should, and massive thank you again to our supporters of the channel. You guys are what keep us going. So again, shout out to Milan Milik, shout out to Eddie, to Steve Goddard, to Gary Halliwell, to Goblin, who've all become members this evening, some resubscribing, others new to the channel. You guys are awesome, and we really appreciate you. And I think on that note, we'll say goodnight for now, and we'll be back very soon for another impromptu stream. Yes. And keep an eye out for the uploads, guys. All right, take it easy.
Cheers, guys. See ya.